welcome back to my channel. The topic for today is conditional sentence, a key employability skill. The conditional sentence, it denotes what actually happens in reality, what could happen, might or might not, what we wish would happen but hasn't, and what might have happened in the past. So let us begin with zero conditional sentence. The example would be, if I get sick, I go to the doctor. Now what does that mean? Here if you see, the grammatical composition is if plus present simple. I get, which is present simple, plus present simple, I go to the doctor. If I get sick, I go to the doctor. So the composition is if plus present simple plus present simple. Now this zero conditional sentence, it is used to express general truth or known fact with which you cannot argue. Like, this is the fact. These are facts, not possibility. For example, if you put ice in your drink, it melts. If you drink too much coffee, if I drink too much coffee, I can't sleep at night. Ice melts if you heat it. When the sun goes down, it is dark. So these are the facts. These are facts. So when you are stating the facts, it becomes zero conditional sentence. Another example, few other examples would be, if you go to bed late, you are grumpy in the morning. If you are grumpy in the morning, if you are grumpy in the morning, if you go to bed late. Now, instead of if, we can also use when. For example, when you go to bed late, you are grumpy in the morning. You are grumpy in the morning when you go to bed late. If you leave ice out in the warm day, it melts. When you add sugar to coffee, it becomes sweet. Water boils if you heat it to 212 degree Fahrenheit. It gets dark outside when the sun sets. If there is smoke in the house, the fire alarm goes off. So these are the facts. There is no imagination about it. Then comes first conditional, where there is possible future event or action which is most likely to happen. For example, if I get sick, I will go to the doctor. So in first conditional, there is an extension of adding will. So if or when, plus you have present simple tense, plus you have will, verb infinitive, which is a special form of verb that can be used as a noun, adjective or adverb. For example, if it's hot tomorrow, I will go for a swim at the beach, but I might not go. If we leave now, we will reach hostel on time. What if there is a traffic? I might not reach. If you study hard, you will pass your exam. You will pass your exam if you study hard. When I finish work, I will call you. So these are the maximum potential of possibility which will happen, but still there is 1% of chances that might not happen. These are your first conditional sentence. Other example would be, I don't want to stay in London unless I get a well-paid job. I'll give you key in case I am not at home. You can go to the party as long as you are back by midnight. I will leave as soon as the babysitter arrives. If you do not water the plants, they will shrivel up and die. You will catch the next bus if you leave right now. I will call you if I leave the meeting on time. Then comes second conditional sentence, which express unlikely or unrealistic future event. Most likely it would not happen. So these are used to imagine present or future situations that are impossible or unlikely in reality. For example, if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. So here you have addition of would. Last time in the first conditional, we have will. So if plus past simple plus would plus verb infinitive. If I had more money, I would buy a boat. If we had a garden, we could have a cat. If I won a lot of money, I would buy a big house in a country. I wouldn't worry if I were you. So now here is addition of were. After I, we have addition of were. So when if is followed by the verb be, it is grammatically correct to say if I were, if he were, if she were, and if it were. However, it is also common to hear these structure with was, especially in the he or she form. If I were you, I wouldn't mention it. If she was prime minister, she would invest more money in schools. he would travel more if he was younger. Another example, few more examples of second conditional. If I won the lottery, I would buy 100 mansions. If she had more free time, she would get a pet. If Quincy had known about the party, he could have come. If I could speak Spanish, I would apply for that position. I would see a doctor if I were you. She would travel the world if she had a passport. Now the last is third conditional that expresses hypothetical past outcomes or consequence, like imagining the different past when you regret something that happened in the past and you wish that the results were different. For example, if I had been sick, I would have gone to the doctor. So the composition is if plus past perfect plus would have plus verb past participle. If we had looked at the weather report, we would have stayed home. If I had known you were visiting, I would have made time to see you. So hypothetical again, but past. If Jack and Jill had left on time, they would have caught the train. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't have been in this predicament. If Clara had saved more money, she could have bought the bag she wanted. If I had known you were arriving today, I would have picked you up. We could have seen the show if we had bought the tickets in advance. I would not have been cold right now if I had brought a sweater. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next.